Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're gonna take a few minutes to let everybody go ahead and get on in the lobby and start watching the break. Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're just taking a few minutes to make sure everybody goes ahead and gets on the channel, and we'll begin the break in probably the next 4 minutes. Sup, man? Sup? How are you doing, Chelsea? Thank you for joining us today. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Well, thank you for joining. Hoping we see a CD Lamb pull here. We've gotten quite lucky in the past few breaks with Jacksonville. Also still waiting on a Chase Young card. Yeah. No, I get that. I personally don't have a tablet, but my lady does, and yeah, I do use it quite a bit. For everybody that just joined, we are just taking a few minutes to let everybody else go ahead and get in on the channel, and we'll give them some time, and then we'll start the break. We've probably got like 2 minutes left till we start. That's awesome. Congrats on those. So are you a fan of the Cowboys or the Redskins more? Because both of those teams are in the same division. Or are you a fan of both? Oh man, we're rivals. I'm a Raiders fan personally. Congrats on the Super Bowl though. As much as I hate to say it. All right, we got a few more people in here. We're going to give it another minute and then we'll start the break. I am going to be playing some music during this break just to give it a little more energy. If the music's a little too loud, just go ahead and let me know and I'll turn it down. Yeah, I hope not. I'm hoping not. I hope I don't have to get used to that. That would be a real pain for me. for everybody who's joining us from a past break, it is good to see you again. Thank you for joining us once again. It's always nice to have some familiar people in the breaks. Alrighty, and we've got 10 people in here. We're gonna go ahead and get this started. This video will still be up after the break, so if you have to dip out for any reason, feel free, you'll be able to watch it afterwards. I'll be sending out all of your cards by Wednesday morning at the latest. Should be Tuesday night. And it's going to be 2-day shipping, 2 to 3 day shipping, depending on the distance. It's a USPS priority mail. And everything that is autographed will be in a protective case, and we will make sure everything's nice and packaged for y'all. Chargers, Dolphins, and Bengals. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so we will break the first of the 2 boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and set one off to the side. Display this first one to y'all, so y'all know it is still brand new condition, and there is nothing better than breaking a box. I'm telling you, it's really fun. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get this open and we'll start the break. And again, if the music is a pain for anybody, just let me know and I'll turn it down a bit. And we're just gonna set the card packs right here in the background. So we got pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will start with this one right here, number 6. Alrighty, and let the break commence. Well, we got a Raider in the back right there. Alright, let's get this focused. Give us just a moment. There we go. Alright, so we're starting with Phillip Rivers, Emmitt Smith, Todd Gurley, Josh Jacobs, Calvin Ridley, Matthew Stafford, and our camera's not focusing very well at the moment, but that should sort itself out. Matthew Stafford, and our first auto, Donovan Peoples-Jones out of Michigan. Gonna have to double check where he was drafted to. He was one of the receivers I was definitely looking at leading into the draft. As a Raiders fan, he was on the radars. We definitely needed some help. So, Cleveland Browns, Donovan Peoples-Jones. This is the sticker slightly off center, but a beautiful autograph and a great college receiver and a great weapon going to the Browns. Donovan Peoples-Jones. We'll get him plasticed up. And we're excited for Cleveland Browns. Next up, game day ticket, Anthony Gordon. Game day ticket, Brian Edwards, drafted by the Raiders. Next up, we have a Jermichael Hasty and Denzel Mims Collegiate Connections card. Jake Fromm, 2020 draft class, Emmitt Smith, and Tim Tebow, Legacy, University of Florida, followed by Russell Wilson, Jacoby Myers, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Cortland Sutton, and Hunter Renfrow. We're moving on to the next pack. A congrats book Buckeye State cards on that pull. Let's hope you get another one. Thanks. I think NFL music is great. I don't think any other American league has music to match. Pack number 2, here we go. We are starting off with the Jerry Rice, but I do want to get this focus for y'all. Sorry about the camera issues, y'all. Yeah, it just worked in our test run earlier too. So we'll just start. Jerry Rice, Austin Eckler, Marlon Mack, Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes II, DK Metcalf, and auto number 2, Antoine Winfield Jr. And this one is a slightly off-center sticker, but a great pull. Antoine Winfield Jr., one of the top-rated safeties in this draft. And we are double-checking where he got drafted to. And he is the son of Antoine Winfield Sr. And he is currently a Buccaneer, so he's going to be with Gronk and Tom Brady and all the great players Bruce Arians has to work with. And this is a not numbered card. Antoine Winfield Jr. And sleeving him up. Next up we have Jordan Love, game day ticket, Packers. Game day ticket, Keyshawn Vaughn. A Brandon Ayuk, Eno Benjamin Collegiate Connections card. 2020 draft class, Tua Tagovailoa. The University of Oklahoma legacy card, Baker Mayfield, and also on there is the Texas Tech University. Next up we have a Julio Jones, a Chris Carson, Mecole Hardman Jr., Deebo Samuel, Ronald Jones II, and Irv Smith Jr. Pack number 3. We have a Dwayne Haskins, Terry McLaurin, Josh Allen, Brett Favre, and Deontay Johnson, Sony Michel, and next up, Aaron Fuller autograph card. This is a perfectly centered sticker, left and right, top to bottom. Aaron Fuller, University of Washington, not numbered, and one of the many great wide receivers in this draft. We'll go ahead and put him in the sleeve. Aaron Fuller. Next up, we have a Zach Moss game day ticket, a Justin Jefferson game day ticket, Jonathan Taylor and Melvin Gordon III Collegiate Connections card, followed by Jonathan Taylor 2020 draft class, and CD Lamb, Marquise Brown Legacy, University of Oklahoma. That is really nice card. And to mention, as I should have in the beginning, all cards that have players from 2 different teams will be randomly shuffled tomorrow night. You can join that live stream. We're going to put them all in a random RNG number generator, and we'll be assigning them out to different winners. All right, next up we have a Jacoby Brissett, Aaron Jones, Kyler Murray, Preston Williams, Gardner Minshew II, and Tony Pollard. Pack 4. We are starting off with a DeAndre Hopkins, a Joey Bosa, Barry Sanders, Mason Rudolph, Darrell Henderson, and a David Montgomery. And this one, let me get it centered for you. Sorry about the camera. To tell y'all, this is a 54 of 99. There we go. David Montgomery, 54 out of 99. It's a bowl ticket card. Let's leave this one up. And he is followed by a Justin Jefferson game day ticket. This one is 5 of 18. 5 of 18, Justin Jefferson. And this is our second time pulling a Justin Jefferson game day ticket out of 18. That is crazy. This is a beautiful card. Nicely centered sticker. Very nicely centered. And the autograph is slightly off to the left. And Justin Jefferson was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. He will definitely be interesting to watch, paired up with Adam Thielen as a replacement to Stephon Diggs. Next up, we have a CJ Henderson, a LaMichael Perrine, a Clyde Edwards-Helaire Joe Burrow Collegiate Connections card, and this is a really nice looking 2020 draft class card, Jalen Reagor out of TCU, followed by a Joe Burrow Legacy card, LSU and Ohio State University. Next up, we got a Noah Fant, Ty Johnson, Keenan Allen, Christian Kirk, Michael Thomas, and Derrick Henry. Moving on to Pack 5. We are starting off with a Stephon Diggs, Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, Marquise Brown, Darius Slayton, Peyton Manning, and a Patrick Taylor Jr. autograph card. Patrick Taylor Jr. And this one is a little bit off. And I will double check what team he was drafted to. If any player is currently still not with the team, they will be randomly shuffled tomorrow. And he is currently signed with the Green Bay Packers, so congrats, Packers. Patrick Taylor Jr. autograph, and I'm going to sleeve it up. He is followed by a KJ Hill game day ticket, a Donovan Peoples-Jones game day ticket, a Jacob Eason Jake from Collegiate Connections card, followed by DeAndre Swift 2020 draft class, and a legacy card, University of Georgia, University of Washington, Jacob Eason, followed by Travis Kelce, Justice Hill, Chris Godwin, Michael Gallup, and Derek Carr. Oh, and Oyce Freeman was stuck to the back of that Derek Carr. Alright, final pack of the first box. We are starting this one with Philip Lindsay, followed by Ezekiel Elliott, Tom Brady, Juju Smith-Schuster, Carson Wentz, Max Crosby, and a Javon Kinlaw autograph card, 49ers, Javon Kinlaw. I believe he was the 13th pick of this draft. Javon Kinlaw. He looks like he's going to be a beast out there in San Francisco. And this one is pretty nicely centered. And it is not numbered. That was a pretty nice finish to that box. Javon Kinlaw. Alrighty, and next up, we've got a Lynn Bowden Jr. game day ticket drafted by the Raiders, their first third-round pick. He's followed by a game day ticket of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, collegiate connections of Colin Johnson and Evan Duvernay from University of Texas, a 2020 draft class J.K. Dobbins, legacy University of Georgia DeAndre Swift, Todd Gurley, and we're closing this box out with Deshaun Watson, Ryan Finley, James Washington, Alexander Madison, Leonard Fournette, and Dak Prescott. Alrighty. Next box. And this one, we will go through it. Perfectly sealed, and we'll show you the two sides, and we'll go ahead and get this one open as well. And this starts the second half of the break. Go ahead and begin this. We're going to stack these right here off to the side a little more. Okay. We are starting with the Dalvin Cook, but let me go ahead and try and get this a little more focused. I think for some reason today it's just picking up everything in the background. And I do apologize. I'm going to continue. Hope it sorts itself out. Followed by Odell Beckham Jr. is followed by DJ Chark Jr. Next up we have Keyshawn Johnson, a Christian McCaffrey, Miles Sanders. And our first auto of the second box is a Gabriel Davis autograph. And I will look up what team he was drafted to. And he is currently playing for the Buffalo Bills. And he is a wide receiver, so he'll be playing with Stephon Diggs out there in Buffalo. Great targets for Josh Allen. You'll see what the AFC East can do now that Tom Brady is no longer there. Will Bill Belichick still dominate? So, followed up with a game day ticket, Donovan Peoples-Jones. This is second one of those from today. And we also have a Zach Moss game day ticket, a Jake Fromm, Jacob Eason, Collegiate Connections, and a gorgeous 2020 draft class Jordan Love card, followed by Joe Burrow, LSU, and Ohio State University legacy card, closing out with a Delvin Hodges, Saquon Barkley, Jarrett Stidham, Amari Cooper, and Mark Ingram, and Dan Marino. Second pack of the second box. So we are starting out with a Russell Wilson, a Jacoby Myers, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Cortland Sutton, Hunter Renfrow, and an Omar Bayless. And this one is numbered 61 out of 99, Omar Bayless. And that's a really nicely centered sticker on this one. And we'll find out what team he was drafted to. And he is currently with the Carolina Panthers. Congrats, Panthers. That is a nice looking card. And that is an Arkansas State player. All right. Next up, we have Michael Pittman Jr. game day ticket, a Derek Brown game day ticket, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray Collegiate Connections, and a 2020 draft class Justin Jefferson, followed up by CeeDee Lamb, Marquise Brown Legacy, University of Oklahoma, and we're closing out this pack with DeAndre Hopkins, Joey Bosa, Barry Sanders, Mason Rudolph, Darrell Henderson, and Phillip Rivers. Third pack of the second box. And we are starting out with a Nick Bosa, followed up by Devin Singletary, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, Alvin Kamara, Mark Andrews, and we have an autographed Bryan Edwards, Raiders. And we'll get him nice and centered. And he was drafted one pick after Lynn Bowden Jr. and is a third-round pick. Brian Edwards. And let me go ahead and get him sleeve. See if he'll come into focus. There we go. Brian Edwards. Next up, we have another Brian Edwards card, his game day ticket, followed by a KJ Hill game day ticket, and a Denzel Mims, Jamichael Hasty Collegiate Connections, a 2020 Draft Clash Joe Burrow LSU card, followed by DeAndre Swift and Todd Gurley's Legacy University of Georgia card. We're closing this one out with Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes, DK Metcalf, Terry Bradshaw, John Elway, and Nick Chubb. Fourth pack of the second box. We start out with a Noah Fant, followed by a Ty Johnson, and we'll turn this around. A Keenan Allen, Christian Kirk, Michael Thomas, Derrick Henry, and a John Hightower autograph card. We'll get him centered for y'all. John Hightower. And I will double check what team he plays for. He is currently playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was drafted in the 5th round. Congratulations, Eagles. And we'll add him into a sleeve. And John Hightower. He is followed by a Keyshawn Vaughn game day ticket, a Jacob Eason game day ticket, a Brandon Ayuk, Benjamin Collegiate Connections card, and a Brandon Ayuk 2020 Draft Class card, as well as a University of Georgia and University of Washington Jacob Eason Legacy card, followed by Philip Lindsay, Ezekiel Elliott, Tom Brady, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Carson Wentz, and Max Crosby. Fifth pack of the second box. We have a McCole Hardman Jr., Deebo Samuel, Ronald Jones II, Irv Smith Jr., A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, and a Jake Fromm 8 of 11 on-card autograph. And that one is absolutely gorgeous, and that is really, really well censored. Jake Fromm going to the Buffalo Bills. That's absolutely gorgeous Georgia card. And I will sleep this one right up. Jake Fromm. Really like that card. And what's great about that is that was a really highly numbered quarterback card. Next up, we have LaMichael Perrine game day ticket, a Anthony Gordon game day ticket, a Joe Burrow Clyde Edwards-Helaire Collegiate Connections card, followed by a 2020 draft class Chase Young card. Bring him into focus. This guy is going to be a stud. Chase Young. Does not want to focus for him today. Next up, we have Ezekiel Elliott, J.K. Dobbins, legacy of Ohio State University, followed by Brett Favre, Deontay Johnson, Sony Michel, Jerry Rice, Austin Eckler, and Marlon Mack. Final pack. Get it centered. All right, we're just gonna start this one. Deshaun Watson, there he goes. Ryan Finley, James Washington, Alexander Mattison, Leonard Fournette, Dak Prescott, and a Rico Dowdle autograph card. South Carolina, second Gamecocks card. And I will double check what team he is currently on. And he is currently playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And I will sleeve him up. And right after this, we're going to do a review of all of the autographs and numbered cards we got. Thanks, Pantheon. So, Rico Dowdle. Next up, we have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Love, Melvin Gordon, and Jonathan Taylor Collegiate Connections card. A 2020 draft class, Michael Pittman Jr., a Tim Tebow and Emmitt Smith Legacy University of Florida card, and we're closing out with Paris Campbell, DJ Moore, TJ Hawkinson, Olabisi Johnson, Matt Ryan, and David Montgomery. And let me pull all these autographs back up for y'all, now that that was the last pack of the second box. So we started off with Donovan Peoples-Jones, followed by Antoine Winfield Jr., Aaron Fuller, and then we have our numbered David Montgomery bowl ticket card. The game day ticket, Justin Jefferson, 5 out of 18. Patrick Taylor Jr. Javon Kinlaw. Gabriel Davis. Brian Edwards. John Hightower. And my personal favorite from this break, Jake Fromm, 8 of 11. And that one is easily the nicest quarterback pull from my breaks yet. Funny enough, the other really nice quarterback pull we've gotten was a Jacob Eason, his counterpart, for a short time at University of Georgia. And we closed it out with this Rico Dowdle. And I apologize for the inconvenience with the camera. We were testing it earlier and it was working fine. So I'll have to look into that issue, and I appreciate you, Pantheon. So tomorrow night we'll be doing an RNG for all the cards that did have multiple players from different teams on them, and we'll be mailing them out to the winners of the RNGs. We'll be shipping these cards out by Tuesday night, Wednesday morning at the latest. And we'll also be hosting our final breaks for the Panini Contenders draft class of 2020 next week. We'll be having not just hobby boxes, but also blaster boxes as well. And I'd like to thank all of y'all for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me on eBay and I'll get right back to you. Thank y'all, and